Hi, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the last section of linear and exponential functions. This is 2.5, comparing linear and exponential functions. Our essential question is, can I compare linear and exponential functions? So can I compare it in all of the different modes? Graphically, with a table, with an equation. You know, we've learned how to write equations. We've learned how to tell if it's linear or exponential from a table, from a graph, from an equation, from a story problem. Now we just have one kind of big story problem we're going to work through. The difference is this time in the Nearpod, I can pause the video and ask you a question. If you get stuck on that question, you can rewind the video and help look for the answer. So just go ahead and pay attention and make sure you're taking good notes so you don't have to rewind, but just know that you can if you need to. So we're going to go ahead and start. So our problem says this: Jose and Donna both want you to come and drive go-karts for their team next week. They will pay you in gold coins. Each one makes an offer. Jose's offer is, I will give you 3 gold coins on the first day. Then every day after, I will pay you 3 times as many gold coins as I paid the day before. Donna's offer says, I will give you 3 gold coins on the first day, and then every day after, I will pay you 20 more coins than I paid you the day before. So since we have 2 separate situations, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Jose's in purple and Donna's in pink. So everything I write down in purple will be for Jose. Everything that's in pink will be about Donna. So the number 1 says complete the table at the right for both offers. So here we go. So first one is Jose's deal. So it says, Jose says, I will give you 3 gold coins on the first day. So Monday obviously is the first day. They're going to give us 3 gold coins. Then every day after that, I will pay you 3 times as many coins as I paid you the day before. So we're going to do times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. And then we're going to do times 3 again, which gives me 27. And then, yep, you got it. Oh, times 3. I put my times in the wrong place, but times 3 again is 81, and I'm going to times again, good, which is 243. And then if you look at the bottom, it says total earnings. So how much did I make for the week? How am I going to do that? So I'm going to pause for a moment. Sorry, I have to just pause for a moment. I'm going to pause and let you figure that out and write the answer in. Okay, so the answer for that should have been 363 gold coins. Okay, great. So next we're going to do Donna's deal. And Donna's deal starts out the same way. It says, I will give you 3 gold coins the first day. And then every day after that, I will pay you 20 more coins. So she's only going to pay me 20 more coins. So 20 plus 3 is 23, and then again I'm going to add 20, so it gives me 43, and then 63, and then 83. And I'm going to pause again, answer the question, what's the total earnings that Donna, if you work for Donna for the week, what's the total earnings that you make for Donna? Okay, and you should have gotten 215. Good. So you should be able to see really quick. So sorry. We are going to need this table in a little bit, so you might want to take a picture of it so you don't have to keep rewinding to it. That's just my suggestion. If you can just pause the screen, take a quick picture of the table so you have it for later in the video. And we're going to go ahead and go on to number 2. And then we'll come back and talk about the table in a little bit. So number 2 says, use the graph to plot both Jose and Donna's offer. Use different colors, different points, or label your graph. Okay, so we are going to do this. So Jose was purple, remember? So On Monday, he gave us, oh, let's look at the graph first. We got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday across the bottom, and up the side, it looks like it's going by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, then 50, 75. So each of the little light lines is 5. Okay, that helps a little bit. So let's see. On Monday, Jose's deal was $3. So you made $3. So that's halfway here. Oops. Halfway here. There we go. And then on Tuesday, you made $9. So 5, 10. It's almost 10. Okay. There we go. And on Wednesday, it's 27. So that's 25. Halfway between 25 and 30. Great. And then on Thursday, it's 81. So that's 75, 81. Somewhere right there. And on Friday, it was 243. So we've got 225, 30, 35, 43. Right there. And if, what happens? Do you think you get paid if you worked half a day? Well, I would think so. You'd get paid for the work that you put in. So that means I can connect the points with a line. Good. And since this is going up, this line is going to kind of be a curve. I missed that point. Sorry. A little curve there. Pretend I didn't miss that point, okay? So here we go on Donna's deal. And we're going to do the same thing. So Donna started at $3 in the same spot. And then on Tuesday, she was $23. So 5, 10, 15, 23. Okay. And on Wednesday, she was 43. So that's 25, 30, 35, 43. Okay. And on Thursday, she was 63. So that's 50, 55, 60, 63. And on Friday, she was 83, so that's 75, 80, 83. And then we're going to connect these. And this seems to be a straight line. Great. Okay, so there we go. And there's our two graphs. And if you look, I want to kind of point out this point. We might want to think about what that point means. This point means the first point on Monday means they started out making the same amount of money. And then you can see for the first, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and most of Wednesday, who would you make more money for, right? Think about that. And then from a little bit on Wednesday on, who do you make more money if you work for? So those are kind of things you want to think about when you're looking at different offers. Okay. So we're going to flip. Well, you're not going to flip. We're going to slide up. Well, you guys are going to flip to the next side. And here we go. So you might want to, sorry, before I guess I should have said, you may want to take a picture of your graph too. Let me go back up there. So you might want to pause the video and take a picture of your graph also. Okay. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to the next question. And it says, answer the following question for both Jose and Donna. Does the dill represent a linear or exponential function? How do you know? And it says, explain the pattern. A hint is to explain the pattern. So for Jose, I'm going to pause in just a second so you can actually answer this question before we go on. For Jose, does it represent a linear or exponential function? Remember, Jose is the purple one. So is it a linear exponential function, and how do you know? So go ahead and write that in. Tell me if you know if it's linear, exponential, and how do you know? Okay, go ahead. Okay, great. So for Jose, what do we know about Jose's function? Well, we know that we're multiplying every time, right? So we know we're multiplying every time by the same number, which means we have a common ratio, right? And we also know the graph is curved on one side, curved up on one side. Okay, so what does that mean? If those are that's the pattern that we see, what does that mean that Jose's function is? Exponential, yes. So if you put that, and if you didn't get all of the reasons for it being exponential, that's okay. But if you got one of them, awesome. Okay, so we're going to think about the same thing for Donna. So go ahead and tell if Donna's linear or exponential and give the reasons on how you know that. So go ahead and type that in. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, great. So, well, what do we know about Donna? Well, we know we're adding the same number every time, right? So that means we have a common difference. Great. And the graph is a straight, S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T, straight line. So that means that Donna's is linear. Awesome. Great. Good job, you guys. So if you got those right and you got the reason, a couple of reasons good, right? Awesome. So really quick, you should be able to get the answer from this, from your graph on this one. How many days of driving does it take Jose's deal to become better overall? So I'm going to pause for another couple seconds while you answer that. Okay, so what I put for my answer, I put about 2 and, oh, actually not 2. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I put 2. It should be 3. Woo, doing good. 3 and 3. Yeah, I'm going to say 3 and, look, I'm going to change my mind. 3 2/3 of a day. Or around Thursday, right? By Thursday. Either one is acceptable by Thursday. You're making more money with Jose, or 3 2/3 of a day, 2/3, 3/4, right in there of a day. Jose, you're getting a better deal with Jose. Okay, question number 5. Write a function equation to represent how many coins you would earn with each deal based on the number of days you drive. So now we want you to write an equation just like what we've done before. You can write it from the story problem. You can write it from the table. We haven't written an equation from the graph yet. It's okay. So remember, that's why I wanted you to take a picture of this so you would know, so you would have the information that you needed without having to go back. So I'm going to pause for a second and let you write the equation. You don't have to write the common difference or ratio down or the 0th term. I always do because it helps me write the equation out. You don't have to. If you just write the equation down and it's correct, you are golden. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to pause for a second again before I go on. Okay, so we have with Jose, we have a common ratio of 3 because we're multiplying by 3 every time, right? And then we have a 0th term. Monday's my first day, so I need the 0th term, not the first term. Monday's my first term. So if Monday I made $3, right, and I'm multiplying by 3, if I go back 1 to the 0th term, it would be 1. So my equation is, I'm going to call that J of X for Jose, right? Jose at X would be 1 times 3 to the X power. Now, do I have to have that 1 there? No, it's not. I could just put 3 to the X power and it would be correct. Good job, you guys. And now we're going to do the same thing for Donna. Pause for a moment, write your equation, go. Okay, here we go. So with Donna, I know I have a common difference because we already talked about it. My common difference is 20. Awesome. I'm adding 20 every time. And my 0th term, now my first term is 3 and I'm adding 20 every time. So 3 minus 20 would be negative 17. So I'm going to say D of X for Donna is going to be 20x minus 17. Awesome. Okay, and the last question we're going to work on together is question 6. And it says, whom would you rather work for and why? So I want you to go ahead and put in your answer. We're going to pause the video for a second so you can type in your answer. And we'll see you in a second. Okay, so what I said if I'm working for longer than 3 days, I would make more money with Jose. But if I'm working for less than 3 days, I'd make more money with Donna. So it just depends on how long I'm working for. So sometimes that could take into consideration. You could take that into consideration, especially since you're a teenager and sometimes you don't work all the time, and you might want to decide where you're going to get the most money at. Sometimes you can compare like this and see where you're going to get the most money. So now what you guys are going to do in the rest of the Nearpod will be these questions, and I'm going to have them written out just like a question would be, and you're going to answer them. They give you two new situations with Jose and Donna. You're going to complete the table, tell why Jose's deal eventually becomes better than Luigi's, and when it becomes better, and then writing a new equation for Jose and Donna. Okay, so you're going to do that for your homework in the Nearpod, and then you're going to be ready to take the chapter test. There's no quiz for this one because this is kind of a wrap-up activity for the unit, just like last unit. And then you're going to take the test, and you're going to be golden and ready to go and pass your first quarter of secondary 1. So I guess I will see you guys in quarter 2. Talk to you later. Bye.